Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We're continuing Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate season here with yet another draft. And our rare happens to be Wand of Orcus, which is not particularly playable in Limited. But I do see a Skullport Merchant, and that is particularly playable in Limited. So we're going to go ahead and take that here. I have not found Blue-Red to be particularly playable. I mean, I tried Blue out a couple times. It's been fun, but you really need some of the rare and mythic rare kind of blink things to really make blue go. Maybe there's like a blue-red dragons thing that could happen, but when there's a Skullport Merchant, I'm going to take a Skullport Merchant, and that's pretty easy. Here's one of the rare things that can make blue-white work. Mirror of Life Trapping. For those of you that haven't seen this and play it, go ahead and watch some of my videos last week, maybe the week before. We've got a couple of interesting games with Mirror of Life Trapping, but for us, there's unfortunately no follow-up to Skullport Merchant. I mean, there's Manticore, but that's not a good follow-up. I have liked Lulu, though, and Black-White's my favorite deck. I'd love to get into it. Maybe that's worth doing. Band Together's fine. Squadron in certain decks. Roper in certain decks. But let's go ahead and take Lulu. We don't necessarily have to be either of those. Oh, man. I don't know what's better between Imprisonment and Minthara, but they're both insane, and unfortunately by passing one of them, we're going to put our neighbor right into Black-White, which is where I would like to be. I think I don't know. This is very close here. I think the data says that Sea Tower Imprisonment is better, but we already have a Skullport Merchant that can get rid of things on our side of the battlefield when we choose to. And in that situation, Minthara is very good. So I'm going to take Minthara, but both of those are very, very good cards that I would not mind having a copy of. Now we have Lantern for fixing. We have Guiding Bolt is like a kind of okay removal spell. I wonder if this is better or if Containment's better, to be honest. Containment has not really impressed this format. It's really not good to give your opponent a treasure. So you can't just fire this off on their 3-drop, whereas you can fire this off on their 4-drop, potentially. Rescuer Chwinga can return one of these to our hands. It works well with Minthara. It works well with really all of those, to be honest. I think I'm going to land on that over maybe Guiding Bolt or Containment. It's just a 2-mana 2/2 flash with maybe a little bit of upside for us. Now we have Scouting Hawk. I've never seen this cast in the format. Hook Horror only in certain decks. Devoted Paladin in very creature-heavy decks. I don't think I'm in for Guardian Naga and Iron Golem, no thanks. So I guess I'm going to land on Paladin, but I'm not very happy about that pick necessarily. I am happy to see a Guildsworn Prowler in the same pack as a Soldiers of the Watch and a Pilgrim's Eye. All of these are great, but Guildsworn Prowler I think is my favorite among them, so I'll take that here. Gate to the Citadel over Chain Devil, which I don't like. We already have a Paladin. I doubt I'm playing 2, and Mace of Disruption is nothing, so let's take the land here. Both of these, so this is not quite the wheel yet, but I don't think Fist Officer really goes in anything but very dedicated blue-white decks. Ghost Lantern could be fine, but it's not really a card I'm interested in running necessarily. Monk of the Open Hand. Summon Undead I've not really found to be great. Especially in these kind of decks, where our creatures are like 2/2s and 2/1s. Flaming Fist Dustguard, fine. Valiant Farewell, could be okay, but I haven't put this in a deck yet. But Monk of Open Hand can be pretty good if we get enough 2-drops and even a couple more 1s. So, a bit unfortunate having to pass that Sea Tower Imprisonment. Would have very much liked to be able to take that and Minthara. But we've got Lulu, Skullport Merchant, and Minthara, which is a great black-white shell to start with. And then we could just fill in the commons from there. Plus any uncommons or rares in incoming packs. The only black card in this pack did wheel, so that is noticeable. That might mean black could be open. Now we have a bunch of black and white cards here. I think it's between Shadows and Imp. There's probably a better chance I'll play Imp, and there's also a better chance we're going to get another Shadows here soon. Now I regret not taking the Shadows, but we're so late in the pack. These cards aren't going to matter that much. We're hoping to play a better card than Imp. We'll pass the blue card to our friend to the left, and then hope that we open Lae'zel. That's what I'm calling here. Let's open Lae'zel right here. Nope. It's a good one, but not for us. Unfortunately, there's a Grim Bounty. The only white card in the pack is Steadfast Paladin. Pilgrim's Eye is good. I wouldn't mind wheeling this Deadly Dispute, but we're going to take the Grim Bounty here. Got to take that removal. It's always very good. And now we see Viconia versus Sewer Plague. Our neighbor took the only white card out of this pack, and I believe it was a white common, so probably, you know, any number of white commons, to be honest. But we gave them a Sea Tower Imprisonment pick 4. We know they're going to be white. I'm taking Viconia over Plague here. Yeah, I mean, it's close, but Viconia is very, very good, obviously. And now it's starting to dry up. We have Older Ravenguard Marshal. ETBs, another target non-token creature gains double team. When it attacks, conjure a duplicate of another target attacking creature in your hand. Maybe there's a way we could splash this. Because I'm not playing Flaming Fist or Mind Spike or even Lantern. So I'm just going to take this and maybe we could find a way to splash it. Now we see Saravok. I think we're going to go ahead and take that. There is a Dragon's Fire. Again, we know our neighbors are in white. And honestly, both of them are probably in white because we haven't seen a single white card in these packs. So we'll take Saravok here, and then, I mean, yeah, now black and white is completely dried up. So we're going to have to fill out our deck in pack 3. I think we're pretty securely black-white, right? We have Viconia, we have Skullport Merchant, Grim Bounty, Minthara. Is there a word where we're red-white? I mean, I doubt it. Maybe the rest of this pack goes so poorly that all we find is red cards, and maybe that's what we have to do? But Ma the Epic and Paul Julio, I think, are probably both in definitely white, potentially even specifically black-white. Well, nothing good for anyone except the OG player here, so don't think we're playing any of this, unfortunately. Again, Pegasus Guardian really only for the blue-white blink player. I mean, we could blink, like, Lulu to get another boon, and this if we do have a way to splash it, but I'm just going to cut the black card, I guess. I mean, I think we're going to get hooked up in pack 3, so we're going to have to rely on that pretty heavily, because we are swinging and missing in this pack hardcore. And I kind of saw that coming based on how our pack 1 went. We passed a lot of decent white cards. It just so happened that's how the pack collation worked for pack 1. So we have Grim Bounty and Skullport Merchant as ways to make Treasure Thieves tools as well if we wanted to play that. We're lacking a little bit in the 2-drop department. Probably not playing Battlecry Goblin. Not expecting to wheel really anything for us here. Maybe there's a world where we could find ourselves into black-red, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's possible. Let's see what we find here. Blood Money is a no. There is Cast Down, and Fireball is the only red card. There's a Gate, which we don't really need another of these. I would play one if it came back. Dawnbreaker Cleric and Fist Officer, no thanks. We're going to go ahead and take Cast Down because I think we know that we are black. Just depends on if red or white flow here in pack 3. It's going to have to be what we use as our gauge to see if we're red black or red white or black white, sorry. Well, now the only red cards are bad and the only black cards are bad, so I guess we're taking a white card, and I think it's going to be Priest of Ancient Lore here. Yeah, definitely think I'm going to land on the Priest. Now there's a Blessed Hippogriff, there's another Cast Down, and a Sepulchre Ghoul, and a Guildsworn Prowler. All of these are great. Would not mind having really any of them. I think of the commons, it's between just Hippogriff is the winner. But is Hippogriff better than Cast Down? I think I'm going to take a second Cast Down over first Hippogriff, but that's a close one. Now there's Grave Choice. There's You Hear Something on Watch, Dawnbringer Cleric, Armor of Shadows. I think I'll take You Hear Something. We have 15 creatures now, more likely 13. This card's been okay, but not great. It's very situational. So I'm just going to take You Hear Something on Watch. Now we see a Sewer Plague pick 5, so it's definitely open from this direction for sure. So we'll take the Sewer Plague there. Still looking for a few more playables. Wow. So we have the Board Wipe. We have Hippogriff. We have a Rogue. I think Hippogriff is going to be better than the board wipe for us here. I could be wrong though. And now we're getting to the point where we're probably not going to find another card for us. We're at 14 creatures. We do have things we can play here. Choose one of them, put all the same name from among them into your hand. 1 life for each card to put in your hand. So it's 2 mana sorcery draw card with a little bit of selection, almost like a black. I forget what the card is named at this point, but just gonna I could not remember the name of it for the life of me. I think I'll just take another cleric here. Another paladin might not be the end of the world. Our curve is looking much better now. I mean, it helps against aggro. So we had 0 Dawnbringer clerics as of like 4 picks ago, and now we have 4 of them. I mean, it just completely stonewalls aggroed. If we do go up against aggro decks. But the thing is, if we go up against like control or mid-range decks, I'm not sure we really have the tools to compete, because this helps against aggro, but it does not particularly help in being aggressive. I don't think Lantern is something we need. All of these seem fine, to be honest. I would like the Thieves' Tools just as a way to finish out the game a little bit. It's kind of a Namba with Minthara. We had a game, I believe it was in Friday's video, where because of Minthara's intensity, we could never make Thieves' Tools have something be unblocked. So I think I like all these. If we cut 2 creatures, we're down to 17, which is okay. I don't think we need 4 of those. And I'm not particularly fond of double imp here, but I think the splash is fine. Everything else seems okay. We're still at 17 creatures here. And 2 mountains plus several ways to make treasure. 17 lands. We have ways to cycle through if we kind of get a little bit mana screwed here. So, yeah, I think we'll run it back like that. Be a little bit on the aggressive end, but we have ways to go into the late game here as well. So, cross your fingers it works out for us. Well, I guess we're going to keep this. Here come the string of Dawnbringer clerics. Okay. Hopefully they don't have Undersimplify, because I would like to cast and resolve Priest of Ancient Lore here. Alright. We did. Still looking for black, but it's not the end of the world right now. Would very much like that to die. But unfortunately, not sure it's going to be able to. So I'm going to leave up Chwinga, and you hear something on watch here. I know this thing has double team, but can't really do anything about that. All right, let's try to get rid of it here, see if this resolves. Okay. Unfortunately, they have 2 copies of Lightning Bolt now, so this is quite awful. We could force them to use it on like Priest of Ancient Lore or something. Because if we target it, they're just going to kill it. Oh, they didn't get a chance to respond. That is also fine. Forgot about how that's worded. Okay. I'll go ahead and play Priest here. And hit probably the worst card we could have hit with our current mana situation. And now it's starting to backfire on us a little bit here. So if we play Lulu, it's just going to die. But if we play Lulu, we can hold up Blessed Hippogriff activation as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and play this, and if they go for the Lightning Bolt, we can protect it this turn. They could kill it next turn, but we would get both Lightning Bolts out of their hand, so at least there's that. No need to block there. They're some sort of... I see why they did it now. And here come all of the black cards. We're going to be discarding at least one of them here. So let's discard, I guess, Guildsworn Prowler. Or Grim Bounty, we're so far away from casting that. So let's do that. Let's play Dawnbringer Cleric. It gets the boon, gets flying. It gets this out of the range of Lightning Bolt. Okay. I see. Well, we don't really have good blocks because they could just Lightning Bolt something in response. So, I guess we have to let that happen. Can't cast that. And when we do, they're just going to kill it with Lightning Bolts, so... Nope, they're going to go for that one. Alright, that's fine. We already got the trigger off of it, so they did that in the wrong order. Is there a chance we have a way to push through this damage here, even without drawing any of our black cards? Or black swamps, I mean. Any untapped land lets us play Paladin, and that could be good. It would be good enough for lethal if they don't have anything. Well, they clearly have something now. I think they're going to kill Hippogriff, is my guess. So we could just play Minthara. They would kill it in response, more than likely. We could play Paladin, they would kill this, and then we wouldn't have any attacks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Minthara, see if they go for removal before this resolves. They didn't. Okay. I guess we're doing this then. Well, that's fine. Okay, did they go to 1? Alright, they go to 1. Alright. Not bad, because now we can't get this trigger anymore. Assuming they're going to discard their hand here, yeah. Trying to just find an answer. No reason to get greedy there by blocking. And they didn't have it. All right. Sounds good to me. Let's find our way into Diamond before this month ends. Wait. Don't fast forward. We all know that the YouTube interface is too imprecise and you're going to skip too far and you're going to have to go back. Your thumbs are too big. It's all just not worth it. Great. Now that you're here and I've got your attention, why don't you go and hit that red subscribe button right there underneath this video. Yeah, it's right about right there or so. Yeah, if you've made it this far, clearly you're enjoying something, and a subscription to the channel is an absolutely free way to support the content I make and assist in the growth of the channel. Thanks so much for your consideration, and now, back to the draft. Alright, well the good news is we have a swamp on the top of our deck, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this because our hand is perfect when we draw that swamp. Never didn't have it, right? Some of you are probably thinking, what sorcery is this? I don't know, I just made it up. Seemed to work out though, didn't it? Yeah, I'll play Dawnbringer Cleric here. Can't attack. So we can play Lulu. We can play Cast Down. I think we just have to... I don't know, this thing's going to start hitting us pretty hard here. So I'd like to get this down. I think we can take 4 for a turn. Oh, except for the fact that they're going to get a counter here. So that sucks a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bit. So I have to take 7 now. Next turn we can gate and kill Moon Druid, probably. Alright. Oh, they just straight up didn't attack. Well, that's great. Well, then in that case, I think I'd rather still kill Moon Druid. Lulu's holding this back for now, and our next creature gets flying as well, so this isn't too much of a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Still don't really have attacks. It'll just go ahead and die there. Does it become a -1/1? No. It only sees that if it's on the battlefield, I guess. Okay, Frost Giant is a big one. But we do have mana enough to kill it, even with the ward if we wanted to. I would like to get access to this boon here soon. But sometimes you can't be so lucky. Ward 3, you say, right? Alright, well, I guess so. Okay, that's not too much of a problem, and neither is that, and their hand is on the field, so now it's a top deck war. And that, my friends, is a good start. So we can specialize, we can hold up the activation here. We can also get a counter. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the counter now while we can. Get that extra treasure. And just pass it back, we're in no rush here. Would like to specialize this into the black side. Okay, they have no current ways to gain life, so that's all right. Saravok the Usurper, you say, right? That also has a specialize. And the black one gets us a couple copies in the graveyard. And the white one gives first strike and the other, the attacker first strike as well. All right, let's go to combat. Let's get in here because we get the drain. They don't have the mana to fly anything right now. Never mind, we'd have to discard that first, so that didn't really work. We had to have this specialized to start, which we did not, so. Still gonna hold the plains simply because specialize. We have two specialized cards. This one can give first strike, so that's all very good things. Okay. Thinking about attacking with Roper potentially. And maybe Knoll Hunter and Soul Knife Spy. They have decent attacks. They should probably be attacking. Yeah. Here comes the Hunter too, I'm sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. That makes sense. Yep, that attack was definitely a mistake because I thought I was going to get the drain. But, so we definitely can't let this hit us. And I don't really want to trade for that. So there you go, take 7, I guess. Here comes the point where we might just need to be specializing. This one lets us gain double the life of our flyers here. So I'm just going to do that. We can hold this up to kill a treasure, or to use a treasure to draw a card. Specializing becomes a 4/4 first strike and gives something else at the beginning of combat on your turn, +X/+0 and first strike. First strike is not particularly relevant at this moment. I'd rather just hold up this ability to draw a card. So why don't we go to combat, give it here, get in, and now we're gaining some life here. This thing could get out of hand a little bit with some counters here, but we have a lot of ways to gain life. Can sacrifice this stupid thing to make this a little bit better. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now they get to untap their Roper. Their deck is just a compilation of highly medium cards here, but it's doing something, unfortunately. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to jump here. It makes Saravok better, and we draw the card still. In fact, I actually might do it here. Because it gives them a little bit more selection this way. I think the only activation they have up is just mill a card. This costs 3, so. Well, we're going to have to draw something else at some point. Eh, 2 life isn't bad. It's another chump block. I think I am just going to specialize this at this point. It is a 4/4 first strike, so. Okay. Yeah, this Null Hunter is getting annoying. Have to fade a couple of draw steps from them. That is the opposite of fading a draw step from them. Okay. I know I have to use a treasure to do this, but we need to find action basically right now. So I'm gonna draw the card. Alright, well, unfortunately, I don't think we have the ability to attack anymore. We can't afford to just bounce it off of that. So, no attacks, and we can't afford to play this. We can only afford to do the indestructible. So, holy draw steps. They drew 2 6-drops in a row. I mean, come on. Their last 4 draw steps have been this, 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 and this. So, yeah. So something has to go here, and then the other thing can go here, and then we take 5, we die. So what if something goes here and here? We take 5, 6, 7, 8, and we die. So yeah, that'll do it. A couple of draw steps. I mean, we drew too many lands. They drew too much gas. So what are you gonna do? All right, let's start with another mana screwed hand, I guess. Nope, that's not it. I mean, we need some swamps now, obviously. Nope, that's not it. It's a card we can cast, so at least there's that. Give me a swamp. Nope. Alright, next turn we're likely going to be specializing, discarding one of these cards. Hoping that it survives. And Basilisk Collar. God. Okay. So I guess again we'll get rid of Grim Bounty here, because don't have enough mana to get there with it. Maybe that was a greedy keep. It's very possible. But mulliganing in limit is it's so bad for you. I mean, it's such a bad thing. Okay, where's the Basilisk Collar going? Nowhere? Well, you know, it's a card we can cast, I guess. So it gains double team, and then double. What is double team? When a creature with double team, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate into your hand. So this would be it wouldn't conjure the original Lulu. It would conjure the one that would die as soon as we put it on the battlefield. So I guess we're doing this, and we're doing this. This stupid Basilisk Collar gives lifelink, so I don't see a way we're winning this game, really. Unless we draw a Swamp Literal right now. They're making interesting attacks, though. Yeah. Okay. We have a swamp. We can do Sewer Plague on this. That lets us have attacks this turn. I mean, they could still trade it for the Marshal, which I don't like. Because this is going to die next turn, so... If only this said artifact or enchantment, we could kill that collar, but we cannot. Definitely should have saved the Sewer Plague because forgot to see that they had another Saproling. Take 9. Eight, I guess. Maybe they have a combat trick. But if they had a combat trick, they would attack with more than just that thing. Alright, gain 7 life now. Iron Golem, 6/4 Vigilance, Reach, Trample. That could be good against something, I guess. It has reach. Alright, well, this game just was not going our way, so, well. We'll just take the L and get on to the next one. Who needs functional hands when you can just have dysfunctional hands? All right, let's see if this resolves. It does. We pretty much just have to block this at this point. Okay, Board's not looking so bad now. I've seen worse. Let's do Viconia here. So when it specializes, conjure a duplicate. These words are difficult because I don't want a 1/1 owlbear, so that perpetually gets things. Can get an Iron Golem. We can get a Priest of Ancient Lore. We can get another older Raven Guard. I think the Iron Golem seems okay. Then we can specialize here. And just to get that F6 value again, just going to go ahead and get rid of that. This has Basilisk Collar on it. This isn't doing much for us anymore, but I don't think I want to trade it for a Death Toucher necessarily. I mean, the Iron Golem is just going to die to a 1/1 Saproling, I guess, because of the stupid collar. But, like, suppose we, for that reason, we probably should have gotten older Raven Guard. Both of our creatures are legendary. Could have used it on Imp, I guess. Alright, well, I guess Lulu's going down anyway. Yep. Yeah, these are all good attacks here. Okay. Now we're going to have to trade Iron Golem for a Saproling. I might just do that instead. Yep, keep top decking more double team creatures, I guess. Keep top decking more lands, I guess. They have no reason to block here. Yep. Saw that one coming. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a way out of this game here at this point. I mean, it's a way to draw some cards, but we have to trade. Every single one of our creature trades for anything they want to trade with and anything they draw. So we have to outdraw them, basically. Okay. Sure. Pass to blockers. We have to block this thing. Yep. Go to 2. Draw another land. And draw another land. All right, GG. Not really, but GG. It's been fun. All right, an awful hand here that I don't think we can keep. So let's mulligan this. And this is better. So we'll keep this one. Probably bottoming of plains because we have Grim Bounty in the deck. So I'll do that. Drew that out of order. Alright, so they have either Patriarch's Humiliation or Hippogriff, Blessed Hippogriff Adventure. Must be nice to have that on too. Now every card in their hand gets +1/+1. Alright, so they can give lifelink and or 2 black zombies. What even is this? Again, this cast down is probably going to do stone cold nothing because they have Blessed Hippogriff here. Unless they fire off Patriarch's Humiliation right now. I guess they're thinking about it. Nope. Alright, so it's Blessed Hippogriff, so this cast down is going to trade for half of a card and do effectively nothing. So we are completely out of gas and all their creatures have +1/+1 over there. Don't have any blocks. They can't cast the Blessed Hippogriff anymore, so that's good. But unfortunately, there's not really anything I want to kill. I mean, there's Paladin, but like, I don't care about that. So I'd like to keep this to specialize, but we don't have a card that we can get yet. So, guess we're passing. I'm fine trading Imp for something at this point, I guess. I'm not fine, but it's going to happen, so. Alright, we still don't have good blocks on that. They're playing a bunch of creatures I just don't care about killing. But for mana efficiency's sake, do I just have to do this? Let's start with this. Let's see what they do here. Gonna decline. We can kill the paladin. And then worst case, we can at least specialize that. We get a counter here. Okay. They get all kinds of value on that. And here come the lands. Let's hope they don't have a way to kill Viconia in response. So the white, they're all 3/4s, right? Yeah. The white one lets us put it right onto the battlefield. And the black one drains them for 2. I think I'd rather the black one. Hopefully it survives. Okay. I'm gonna attack now that we have some blockers. But again, I think they still have Hippogriff in their hand. Alright, so down goes Viconia. They do still have Hippogriff activation here. So we're going to trade that for a Monk of the Open Hand, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to do about it necessarily. I could trade both of them here and they can kill both of these. Everything would die. I guess the net result of this is that everything dies, we take 1 fewer damage. And if we do this, only one of our things die, but we take 1 more damage. So I think I'd rather have creatures on the board. So here comes the Hippogriff Adventure. Yeah, it was humiliation. So that's pretty much worse. That's pretty bad here. That's also not outstanding. I mean, at the very least, it lets us block a little, and to win this game, we're going to have to get a little lucky here, so let's try to get a little lucky here. Did they have no creatures in their hand when they cast that? I'm not sure they had any creatures in their hand. Oh, they had it too. Alright, well, that'll do it. I mean, play this, block here, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a lot more than we have. So, yeah, alright. Well, this one wasn't particularly interesting, so sorry for making you sit through it. Just didn't really draw our cards in the right order in any sense of the word. So, But if you're still here, thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this one. We've got all of our trophies on our end screen or our last upload in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next time for your daily draft.